Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Tabiso Malomani, and this is like my second video. My first video that I posted, I did not do an introduction because it was an Instagram video that I took and I posted on my channel. So this is my first official YouTube video. So welcome to my YouTube channel, and straight away I'm going to do a book review today that I'm going to share with you guys in a few minutes or in a few seconds. Just to give a little bit of introduction on myself, I'm a 24-year-old avid reader based in Johannesburg, South Africa, and I'll be reviewing a lot of Pan-African books mainly. That's more of the books that I'd like to promote and like to read, because you know our stories are being told in these kind of books, stories of us as Africans, stories that we did not really embrace, or stories that were not told a lot in the past. So African authors have now come out in numbers, and they are sharing a lot of their experiences. They're sharing a lot of content for us, and we need to promote and read these books because we are our own support system, you know. Also, I'm not limiting this page to just Pan-African books. I will be reading a lot of other books. I'm also interested in psychological books, philosophical books, so I'll also be sharing some reviews on those, although those tend to be too huge and too study-like material, so it's really hard to give a review on those kind of books. But I would like to have those kind of books in forms of discussions, or in forms of collabos with other people. So it's not just going to be limited to book reviews. I'm also going to be sharing other things that I get involved in. I'm kind of an artistic person, so I like painting, I like attending festivals, I love music, I love reading. This is the whole purpose of it. A lot. I love reading, and I love motivating people, so I'll also be sharing some motivational talks videos. I'll be sharing some interviews with people. I'll be sharing a lot more content than just reviews on books. Without wasting and saying and blabbing like I have been, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please subscribe, like my video, share if you want to share, and leave your comments. I don't know if this is something I should have said at the end of my video, but yeah, please click subscribe if you haven't. It's just right here somewhere. I don't know yet where it is, but it's somewhere. So hello, my name is Tabiso Malomani, and I'm back again with another book review video. If you've missed my first video, I have it available on my IGTV page and also on my YouTube channel. I've reviewed the book Rainbow Nation My Zulu Ass on that video, and today I'm reviewing one of the books that I read in the year 2018, Born in Chains, The Diary of an Angry Born Free by Clinton Chauke. This book was a book selection in my former book club, and we had the privilege to invite Clinton to come to the book discussion and unpack this book with us. It was a very interesting conversation, as we are all around the same age group, so our experiences don't vary much, and we could debate about things. We could unpack the book in a very constructive way. The main purpose of my book reviews is not to give away a lot from the books, so I do not really go into depth with what the content of the book entails. I give a view of my thoughts of the book and what I got out of the book, or what my narrative is on the book, right? So as the title says, first of all, I want to say kudos to Clinton Chauke for writing his first book, and did a very great job in doing that. He decided to take a really brave step to write a biography at his young age. So across the discussion that we had with Clinton, we had a lot of debates. Like I said, we had a lot of interesting comparisons to make, and what I got out of this book is that Clinton is speaking from what the title says, A Diary of an Angry Born Free, right? He's speaking from a place of saying Why is everybody else speaking on behalf of the born frees without consulting the born frees, or without getting to understand what the born frees are experiencing in this thing called life, right? We are still dealing with a lot of social issues, even post apartheid era. People like to speak on born frees as if we have the very best world. We have the very best opportunities. We have everything available to us. We don't have social issue problems, which we know is really a lie. There's a lot of social issues we're still struggling with today, and that's what this book is really about. He's just speaking that people like speaking on behalf of born frees, and that is whatever they're saying is not the case. We are still fighting the repercussions of what apartheid had on the system itself, what apartheid had on our race. We are dealing with generational burdens. We are dealing with generational failures, and as a born free generation, as much as we kind of have better opportunities, but we still are fighting the repercussions of what happened in the apartheid times. So he takes us through the journey of his life and the things that he deems as the chains that were holding him back, hindered him, or the chains that he came across along his life that he had to break in order to make it, right? So he speaks about where he grew up, the environment in which he grew up, which was still not the very best, compared to what society is putting out there, that born frees have access to better things. But he grew up in a squatter camp. He went to a public school, and sometime along his experience in school, he was involved in I think in one of the competitions where they also competed with schools in Pretoria town, which is Model C school, private school kind of vibes. So when he went there to represent his school, he identified the different the lack of availability of necessities that they do not have at their school, but they actually available to the kids in those schools. So he just saw the different gap between him and his peers who are living a better off life, and he saw that as another chain that he needed to break, or a chain that he didn't understand. How is he gonna break it? I mean, we all know that opportunities that are available in Model C schools are not the same as opportunities that are available in public schools. Public schools don't have access to enough sporting equipment. They don't even have access to extramural activities that enhance your way of living as an individual. We're not all academical people. We're not all going to be smart in class. People have different talents, but in public schools you've got a limitation of exploring all those things. Hence people are all just boxed in one thing. Hence people are always talking about, let's change the system. The system needs to be changed for many reasons, and I think that's one of the chains he touched on. Speaks about getting into varsity. We all know that a lot of black people do not have funding in order to further their studies in varsity. Hence we end up using NSFAS assistance. If you're not getting a bursary, then NSFAS, or getting a study loan, and so on and so on. That still is not financial freedom. You are starting, as soon as you start working with a burden of a loan, which is not the greatest thing also. So he speaks of, from that narrative, that people should stop really speaking on behalf of the born frees, but otherwise let born frees speak for themselves. Born frees have their own voices, and I think along the years a lot of born frees have come out, and a lot of born frees have been having a say in the different things, which I'm really proud of. I mean, I see a lot of my peers that are making it out there. A lot of my peers are succeeding. They are changing the game. They are owning the game. It's not that we are not facing the different social ills in this in the country. We are actually the ones who are trying to fix those social ills, because we're seeing the difference. I am not saying everybody else is not doing anything. I'm just speaking from the narrative of the book, that people need to stop speaking on our behalf, but rather let us speak for ourselves and let us deal with things the way we can, and not. I really enjoyed this book because it does not just represent Clinton's voice in South Africa. It also represents or gives me and many other born frees a voice. We can express ourselves and speak for ourselves on our behalf. People should not decide on who we are. They should not decide on what we are meant to be in life. We also have our experiences. We have our issues that we're dealing with. Social issues are still a problem till today in the year 2020. So it is really unfair to say born frees have it all, because we do not. And we also have some failures, you know. Sometimes we don't have excuses to do the things that we do, but like, it's also we need to understand that we are also humans, and we are also dealing with so many other things. It's not just that you guys are born free, you've got life, you know, the world is your oyster, you can do whatever you want. No, there's still so many things that you need to get through in order to be the kind of person that you want. So I'd advise not just born frees to read this book, but also people who have opinions on what a born free life should look like. But even everyone else, I think this is a very interesting read to also just understand what one born free went through in their growing up, or in their experiences to become the person that they are today. It will give you a little bit of perspective, you know, of a born free. So I'd give this book a 3 out of 5 because I believe there is a lot of room of growth available for Clinton as an author and writer. This book was really amazing, it was phenomenal, but I still see a lot of room for growth. Also, I'm giving it a 3 out of 5 because there are some opposing views that I hold to what some of the things that he spoke about. For instance, religion. We had a huge debate, I think a very long debate, him and I, in the discussion about religion. I think he even left a note, and he says everyone has got religion, but stick to what works for you. With love, Clinton Chauke. So we had such a long debate on religion that he left this note in my book. So I hope you guys get this book and try it out. And if you have read this book, please leave your comments and let me know what you thought of the book. And if you're still going to buy the book, also let me know. Or if you're going to read it anytime soon, just let. Thank you very much, guys. See you again in my next video. I hope you enjoyed this one. Much love.